Hey everyone, Egman here with another video. Today we're going to talk about a deck for the secret rare Broly Raditz Vegeta that some people may have opened with box openings. Hashtag check out my other videos. But yeah, pretty much I own this card right now, and I really want to find the best way to use it. So this is the Raditz deck that I've been working on. I think it's been really good. I'm not sure if people are interested in like this quote-unquote series, so I've got another kind of deck brewing with the King Vegeta leader. So if you want to see that, I'd like to see. I don't know. I don't want to like put too much of the same kind of content out there. So I rarely do this, but if this video hits like 50 likes or whatever, or I'll just say 50 likes or more, then I'll do a King Vegeta build for this. Or if not, then I'll make some other decks, and there will always be content. But I just want to see if people are interested in pretty much a very similar deck with a different leader. But all that aside, let's talk about this deck. So I've made Raditz once before, and pretty much the idea for the previous deck was the kind of engine that the game made for him in Series 7. The whole, get Vegeta, get out the big monkey Vegeta, and then get the 6-drop multicolored Vegeta, and, just focus on hand destruction and life destruction, that kind of stuff. So I kind of I don't know. I felt like that was pretty okay, but nothing too crazy. And instead, I like just kind of the controlling aspects that this leader has, and I kind of wanted to run with that instead. So, and just the fact that this is a really great win condition, the fact that you're able to just deal damage, and usually this can do like 3 to 4 damage pretty consistently between the 2 damage it does already, and then being able to just make it really hard for your opponent to combo out of stuff. It can be really intimidating. So let's talk about that. So first, the leader. So when this card attacks the leader card, your opponent chooses one card from their hand and sends it to their warp. I really hate that over time. I hate that it's specifically leader. I don't feel like it'd be too broken if it was just any battle card, but being specifically leader can cause some issues sometimes. So that's kind of rough, but being able to warp your opponent, one card from their hand can feel really good, especially if you're like swinging into their leader and like they're awakened and you're not. So it's a 10k versus 15k. So it's a simple -1. You don't even get the advantage of getting a card from their life. So that helps out a lot. Also, after main once per turn, look at the top 5 cards from your deck. Choose up to 1 red or green Raditz, Vegeta, or Nappa card among them. Add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. And if you added a card, choose 1 card from your hand and place it in your drop area. So this is, I think, really underrated, and I've said this before, but the biggest thing about all these multicolor cards and all these things that do things for 1 or 2 energy when you don't have any energy is that they're just kind of stuck in your hand. But being able to rotate cards out is essentially really good. So like if you have just like a preemptive strike that's stuck in your hand, you can use this ability, get Raditz from the top 5 of your deck, put it in your hand, so now you've got a 5k combo instead of a dead card, and then you also fill up your drop area for sparking stuff. So I think it's not like crazy, but just being able to search top 5 for that. And also this is a Raditz and a Vegeta, so you can search out the secret rare on the top 5. So ideally you have 3 or 4 times a game where you can just search the top 5 cards of your deck for the secret rare. So I think that helps out a whole bunch and kind of makes this deck really consistent in that way. So it's only an untapped 1 leader. I think that's just really sad, to be honest. I feel like it could have done untapped 2 or even a draw 1. I don't think that would have been crazy, but they didn't do that, so here we go. And then on the awakened side, when this card attacks, same thing. 1 card from their hand sends it to their warp. It has to be a leader card specifically. I wish they would have just made it any card on the awakened side. I feel like there's just like so much minor inconvenience that this leader has sometimes that really makes it almost viable, but not quite. But once again, also active main once per turn. Choose up to 1 red or green sand card from on your battle area. Gets plus 5k power for duration of the turn. Ooh, cool, whoop-de-doo. Nothing too crazy. Like the best it can, like if you have like the 2-drop red Trunks from the anniversary box, cool, you drew a card, but nothing crazy there. So all that aside, let's go into the cards for it. So let's do it by, I'm not sure. Let's look at the cards, that the Raditz cards. So we've got 2-1. Here, I'm going to switch it by cost instead. Haha. So we've got, for our 1-drops, we've got Raditz Saiyan and Arms and Raditz the Oppressor. These are just 1-drops that can cycle card draw, and also they're Raditz, so you can search them through your leader effect. The Oppressor is probably the best of the two if I had to choose. Just the fact that it's the Whis and Borgos being able to prevent your opponent from untapping energy on their turn can help out a bunch and kind of slow down the game. So worst case, it's a target for them to have to target. So there's that. Raditz Saiyan and Arms. We'd never use the active main in this. It's pretty bad. I don't really get it. Just being able to 2 energy for 2 cards later. Doesn't feel like a whole bunch of plussing, but maybe it can be in the right deck. Just the fact that there's 1 Vegeta that this card targets and 2 Nappas, and the Nappas are just all right. But I don't know. I think this card's okay. We'll never play the active main for it though. Moving along, we've got our 2-drop Nappa. So this is our half of our multicolor cards. We're running 9 multicolor cards. 4 of the Nappa and 4 of the Broly. This one's a staple for sure, just the fact that you're able to charge it for free, without untapping it helps out this deck a lot. And just the fact that, worst case, if you play it for 2 and your opponent has to drop 1 card from their hand, that's still a really great ability in this deck, so really like that. But also this Nappa, permanent, this card can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills. Also, auto, when you play this card, you may choose 1 card in your hand, place in your drop area. If you do, look at the top 10 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 red or green Raditz or Vegeta cards that cost 3 or less among them, add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So, just being able to do that helps out a bit. Being able to, find your 3-drop Vegeta is probably the best card in the deck. We'll go talk about him, but I wish there wasn't the energy restriction, just because we really need some help finding this big boy, but it's all right. So. There's that. Also for 2-drop, we've got this Broly Unforeseen Force. This helps with the deck a bunch in the kind of same ways of, 1, it's able to destroy cards. One of the biggest counters, I think, to this deck is the 1-drop Black Mass Saiyan. Since we're playing so much counterplay stuff, it kind of hurts us there. And just the fact that you're able to get some cycle and all that. And really the main thing about this deck, the main way you win with this deck is that you get 2-for-1 scenarios, and I feel like there's a bunch of cards in this deck that kind of capitalize on that. So Broly is definitely one of them, being able to just destroy up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, or even 3 depending on that kind of energy cost stuff. But just it KOs stuff until it hits 3 energy. So and then just the more cycle from there. So that helps out a bunch. We got Preemptive Strike. I'm not sure if this card needs to be in here. Just the fact that we've got already 8 counterplays, but this is important for hitting stuff that have really important autos, or also have some important just barrier stuff. They can't be affected by it. So I think 3's all right. Maybe this would probably be one of the first cards to take out of the deck if you're not finding enough room for it, but I think it's important. And just it helps out a bunch in a lot of ways. So there's that. And then we've got, let's just go to Vegeta. So kind of like a better version of Preemptive Strike in some ways, but not every way. So counterplay, you play this card with multicolor cards in your energy, reduce the energy cost of this hand in your hand by 1. So it's a 2-drop, which is nice. And then also when you play this card during your opponent's turn, choose up 20 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 4 or less and KO it. Then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and sends it to their warp. So this essentially goes, almost always goes 2-for-1. The fact that you use 2 energy to destroy something of your opponent's, which 4 or less. So using 2 of your energy to destroy something that's 2, 3, or 4 energy is already plussing. But also being able to just warp 1 card from their hand when they're already kind of losing their hand already helps out this strategy a bunch. You still have the body on the field too, so and in worst case you can combo him off. So just a whole bunch of pluses with this card. I really like him and helps out a bunch. You can't, obviously you can't hit stuff with barrier, but it gets around to flex. So. And then in a similar vein, we've got Mach Speed, Kaioken, Son Goku. So same conditions as Vegeta, but it's a red card. And then it also, you choose 1 card, it gets minus 10k power for duration of the turn. And then if your opponent's turn, you choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, it gets minus 5k. You can choose the same card twice. So if you have something that has 15k you want to get rid of, you can do that. Or if you want to split it up, this can go 2-for-1 in a lot of ways. Being able to just go minus 10 then minus 5. Can really help out this archetype, and then also being able to you can also play this on your turn and blow up something with 10k or less, which helps out a lot as well. Just being able to once again Black Mass Saiyan, troubling you, just play this, hardcast it, give something minus 10k and blow it up. So that helps out there. We also have burst attacks on Gohan. So once again, kind of talking about how we need to be able to plus with this deck. This is a great card to do that, being able to swing and draw 2 cards and also have a 15k crit. We have to have 4 or less cards in our hand, but that's unfortunately easy with this deck, I'll say. So that's something to help out with, and like is a good like turn 4 or 5 play, being able to play this, because you always want to end with 2 energy open, just because we want to always be pressuring our counterplay stuff. So there's that. We've got surprise attack Frieza, just because we have so much destruction cards, and being able to just play this for free and then swing with the 15k crit is really important. You know, most times if you swing at your opponent with the 15, you know, with a crit card in general, being able to say, oh, do you want to lose cards in your life, or you know, lose cards in your hand, and you already have a low hand size with this deck, geez, it just helps out a bunch. I'm saying a bunch a lot in this video, aren't I? So let's just wrap this up. So we've got important cards. So secret rare, I think I already talked about it. The biggest thing about this is that it's specific 3 red and 2 green. I think that's backwards, and I think it should have been 3 green and 2 red, but that's something to keep in mind. You have to have that red, and there are so many times where I'm like, oh shoot, I have to charge this 1 red card in hand, and now I also have to be aware of, you know, I have to find another red card to combo with. It's a whole thing, so just be careful of that. Put as many of these Brolys as you can in your energy. Seriously, it helps out a bunch. Oh, I said bunch again, jeez. What else? Heroic Duo Videl, this is a great negate. That's also a red card. That's also a battle card. So a lot of target, you know, helps out with the 2-for-1 in a lot of ways, and you know, being able to counter attack, play it, and just the fact that sometimes, even though we have 2 energy up, it's sometimes better to do 2 1 energy plays on your opponent's turn than doing the, you know, the 2-drop counter play. So this kind of helps out there, and yeah, being red helps out this deck. So we've got our super combo defending Father Paragus, who we can say a bunch of we can say a lot of praise for this card, but being able to draw 2 and warp 1 in a deck where there are so many cards that you don't want in your hand at one time just helps us cycle and really finds the combo cards that we need. Shocking Death Ball, because we're a green leader and it's good. And being able to fill up our drop area is pretty easy when we're just, you know, dropping cards from our ability on our unawakened side. And then 2 of the For the Greater Good. I haven't played with this card in this deck as much. This is probably the newest edition, but being able to negate an attack, or essentially 2 attacks with 1 card, is more or less a 2-for-1. There are a lot of situations where like having a negate can help out, and also being able to just drop this card with our leader ability and then, you know, still activate it from the drop area can help us out there. Just a great negate. And also you blow up something when you negate the attack, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with any cost of 1 and KO it. So this can blow up some 1-drops, such as like any of these energy blower uppers, or like Black Mass Saiyan or anything like that. It can help out, and more card destruction is good. We'll see how this is, and there's that. So that's the deck. The only other card I considered adding to this is this green 1-drop extra card, Double Sunday. Where is he? There it is. So I think if I could find room for this card, I would. I just felt like if you need something to get, you know, if you don't like Preemptive Strike, I'd say this is a good card for it. If your leader card is Raditz, it gets plus 15k power for duration of the battle, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 2 or less and KO it. This is on either turn too, so being able to blow up something on your opponent's turn during the battle, during the battle phase, like they could be swinging with a 2-drop, and then like combo a bunch of cards from their hand because they think it's gonna live, and then you can just drop this Double Sunday and blow it up. That feels really good. It's kind of like, is Blazing Technique kind of the same thing? Yes, but this one's a lot better, huh? Isn't it? No, but it's only if it's your turn, so it's kind of switches off there. But I think this card's good, and probably deserves some more experimentation. I haven't been the one to do that. So this is the deck. Let me know what you guys think about it. Once again, if you want to see a similar build with King Vegeta, let me know. Put it, comment, like, subscribe. You know all that stuff. I'm a YouTuber. I can say those words and they mean something. So that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.